Welcome to The Survivor's Voice, where resilience meets hope. I'm your host, Angie Sedore. I'm sitting here with our producer and editor, Christina Elder.
Thank you so much, Angie. It's definitely a different experience being on this side of the room.
Yes.
But I am really grateful for the opportunity to talk to our listeners a little bit. I just want to say really quick that this show has really changed me hearing these stories. It's a real reminder of the realities of this world, the horrifics of the world, but also that healing is not just about surviving. Healing is about being heard, being validated, being understood by people.
Yeah. And that's what The Survivor's Voice is all about.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And I love that we've been able to create a space for our guests where they can be heard and validated and understood.
Yes.
I'm actually really excited and very humbled by the feedback we've gotten from our guests actually about how great of an experience they've had.
And we've had such just a variety and a range of guests on our show. I mean, we have gone through trafficking and medical trauma, church trauma, war. I mean, just so many different things. And maybe some of our listeners are thinking about telling their story.
That would be so awesome. If that's the case, I would like our audience to know we would be honored and privileged to be able to be the platform for them if they so chose to tell their story.
Yes.
We also believe that every single story can help someone else.
Yes.
That's our whole purpose here. Our listeners should know that you don't need to be a speaker. You don't even necessarily need to be past your trauma. You just have to show up. So if listening to this is maybe making your heart beat a little faster, maybe that's a sign that you need to contact us, that maybe you can help somebody else with your story.
If you feel led to speak, we're ready to listen. So reach out to us at booking@thesurvivorsvoice.net. Your story matters here because your voice is your power. Special thank you to Bowman Carter for creating the original music for this podcast. You can find Bowman's music by searching for Bowman Carter on Spotify and on YouTube. We've attached his links in our description of today's episode. Please show him love and support. Today on The Survivor's Voice,
I really was beginning to lose hope in my life. I didn't trust people. There are good ways to cope and there are bad ways to cope.
the content shared on the Survivor's Voice podcast is intended to be informative and inspirational. We are not licensed therapists, counselors, or medical professionals. The views expressed are based on personal experiences and should not be considered professional advice. If you are in need of mental health support, please consult a licensed professional. Before we begin, this episode may contain discussions of trauma, abuse, or other sensitive topics. Listener discretion is advised. We don't recommend playing this show with young children present, and we encourage you to prioritize your well-being. Welcome to The Survivor's Voice. I'm your host, Angie Sedore, and today we get the opportunity to talk with a friend of mine, Peggy, and I'm really grateful she came on the show today. Thank you, Peggy, so much for coming on our show.
You're welcome, and thank you for inviting me.
Yeah,
It's
so
an
grateful.
honor. Thank you.
So before we dig into your story, I just want the audience to kind of get to know who you are
Okay.
today,
Mhm.
like who's Peggy, and just kind of share with us what you do and all the things.
Wow. Okay. Well, I am a strong believer in our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. That's first and foremost who I am.
Yeah.
I am a wife of a wonderful husband, about a year and a half
Yes,
in. And
newlywed.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And he's wonderful and a blessing. Yeah. I am a mother of 3 wonderful children, all adults, all getting close to my age now.
It's kind of
Because
crazy
I've
how
kind
the
of
gap
frozen.
closes.
Yeah, I've frozen in time. So, and then I have 2 beautiful granddaughters. Then for occupation, I am a realtor in both Washington and Idaho. And I work alongside my husband, Alan, in Primerica, doing financial advising, so to speak.
And
Yes.
used to be a cabbie stylist.
And I did used to be a cabbie stylist. That was so fun.
I bet.
It was.
Yeah.
But it was totally a hobby that didn't make any money.
Oh.
So,
Well,
so I needed to
Gotta go.
divert my attention to things that were going to make money. So,
Understood.
yeah, because I don't want to work forever.
I don't blame you. Tell me a little bit about what your childhood was like.
Yes, that's a deep subject.
Okay.
So I am the first child born to my parents, and my mother and father had waited 12 years to get pregnant, not on purpose. It just happened.
Yeah.
Funny story. My mother was a nurse, a registered nurse, and she worked for an orthopedic surgeon in the office. And so sometimes she would have to take x-rays of patients. And it was after one session where she was kind of exposed in that process that she became pregnant. So she called me her radiation baby. But anyway, so, but I don't glow in the dark.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would have been fun to talk
That
about.
would have been, yeah, yeah. So, and my father was a banker, and I was an only child for 5 years.
Okay.
Around the time that my younger sister was born, the my father was diagnosed terminally ill. So he had had rheumatic fever as a boy, and then only one functioning kidney, and that kidney started to fail him, and he succumbed to those issues about a year and a half later. So I was a little over 6 when he passed away.
Wow.
And that was life-changing.
I'm sure.
Yes. So I was born in Billings, Montana. We were living in Glendive, Montana, and in one of the first suburbs of Glendive, Montana. And we had to move because my father passed away.
Yeah.
So we moved to Baker, Montana, which is barely in Montana, small town.
Was there family there? Is that...
My mom's parents.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's where we moved. And within a few months, my mom remarried, which was surprising.
A few months?
Yeah, a few months.
Wow.
My father passed in June. She remarried in December of that same year. And fortunately, my stepdad was amazing.
Oh, thank God.
He was amazing.
Good.
And they ended up having a couple boys, and there were just other dynamics happening at that time. So some of the things that really affected me were the move, of course, being kind of pushed away from my mom in some ways, kind of left on my own. I felt kind of abandoned,
Sure.
rejected. My grandma, her mom, highly favored my little sister because she felt so sorry for a baby girl losing her dad. So I was just kind of left.
Wow.
So, and while my stepdad was great, he had never had children. He'd never been married before. Can you imagine being 42, getting married,
And then, yeah.
being a dad?
Kids.
Yeah. So I don't think he really knew what to do,
Sure.
how to be my dad, because I really grieved my father's loss. Yeah.
Close to him?
Yeah. Very close. He was a wonderful man. Yeah. Very wonderful man. He was a businessman. He was funny. He was
Is that where you
loving.
get your humor from?
Yeah, probably. Although my stepdad was really funny as well. So, yeah. So, yeah, that was kind of what happened. And then when I was in junior high, and by that time I had 2 brothers, and I was 10 when my brother Paul was born, and 11 when my brother Greg was born. But they too are now older than I am. So it's kind of one of those things where, because I stopped aging.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Of course.
So, yeah. So,
I love how that works.
yes. And then at 13, my mom became a full-blown alcoholic.
Oh, my God. Later in life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
When I was 13, not
Oh,
her.
when you were 13.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But still. Huh.
So I don't think she ever really coped with the loss of my father, because they were married 17 years
Yeah, that's a long time.
before he passed away. And what I remember, it was a great marriage, a happy marriage, because I had a happy childhood.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
So how
Yeah.
did her alcoholism impact you?
it completely changed my life again.
Mm.
I withdrew a lot because I lived in such a small town, and during that time frame, way back in the day, last century, we didn't really talk about the things in our lives,
No.
that were
It's true.
intimately tied to what was happening
Yeah,
in the home.
Under the rug it goes. Yeah.
I mean, it was a small town. So, and my dad had an insurance agency. He also had a farm that he and his twin brother bought from their parents. It was a homesteaded, and my grandparents homesteaded. So that's kind of the lifestyle there,
Yeah,
very
yeah.
rural and boring. But
Oh, yeah, I bet.
but I got involved in band, and then later in drama and different things, and I excelled in school because I could control that. But then as soon as school was over, I just went home to take care of my brothers and my sister. So,
Because your mom was incapable. Yeah.
yeah. So that was tough, very tough. And there were times where, as time progressed, she really resented me for taking over her job, but she wasn't doing her
You
job.
didn't have a choice.
Yeah, so it was pretty sad, pretty sad. So she, though, would also, I mentioned she was a nurse.
Yes.
She would try to commit suicide by taking overdoses of drugs and things like that. So, but only when I was around to stop her. Yeah, so that went on too. That was stressful.
Yeah.
And I really was beginning to lose hope in my life. I just really, if it hadn't been for my sister and brothers,
Keeping you going.
keeping me going, and yeah. And so I really needed Jesus, and I didn't know Jesus. And so thanks to a friend at school who invited me to a revival meeting at their church, I accepted the Lord, and it was awesome. And really my new life began, literally, spiritually. So I was able to then plan for the future. And I did. I planned to go to college. That was always something I wanted to do. And I went to college over 1,000 miles away from home. So if I got that phone call saying, "We need you at home. How could you have left us? Blah, blah, blah." Then I wouldn't. It'd be too far to go back.
Yes. You wouldn't be tempted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Smart. Yeah.
Yes.
How did all of that impact you in adulthood?
Well, I carried some of it forward in that I didn't trust people totally.
Yeah.
And I only had a few good friends. And when I dated, it was just short relationships, really. Because I would see something in them, and like after
Like a
one or two
trigger?
dates, yeah.
Yeah.
And I would, no, thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
Been there, done that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I felt a lot older than some of my peers just because of everything
Oh
I'd
my
gone through.
God. Yeah.
Yeah,
You had to grow up quickly.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you got married eventually.
I did.
Yeah.
Yes. My goal was to finish college and then look for someone to marry.
Yeah.
And so the summer after I graduated with my bachelor's degree from Oklahoma Baptist University.
Oh, Oklahoma.
Yes. It was wonderful. The people there are awesome.
Yeah.
I went home to work for the summer and was put in a position, just a summer job, as a relief cook. I was a really good cook back then. So in the oil fields, during this time, they were wildcat drilling, meaning that they were drilling in all these remote locations
Okay.
because the government was subsidizing the oil companies' exploration.
Okay.
That's what wildcat drilling is.
Gotcha.
So in Baker, Montana, which is already remote, there were wells being drilled in addition to those that were already there. And then also in North Dakota, which was right next door to where I grew up.
Okay.
Yes. So I was put at these camp jobs. They would bring in like mobile camps
Yeah. Yep.
that had a professional kitchen, dining room, sleeping quarters, laundromats, just all the stuff that they would set those up. And so I was a relief cook, meaning that I was relieving the normal cook
Okay.
on their week off.
Gotcha.
And so I was traveling around. And it was on that job, the very first job, I met my future father-in-law. Didn't know that he was related to somebody that I was going to be marrying.
Yes.
Wonderful man, very funny. And then I went into North Dakota on my second job and got stuck there because the normal cook decided he didn't want to come back.
Oh, so you were no longer the relief. You
Right.
needed the relief.
I did need relief.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's where I met the man that I married.
Okay.
Yes.
Was he working in the oil field?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, he was a derrick hand.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Aren't they called like roughneckers or something?
Yep, roughneck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
We had oil fields in New Mexico too, so I got a little experience in that.
So I met him and we got married and yeah.
You want to elaborate on that?
It was rough from the very beginning.
Mm.
Yeah. He was one person when I dated him and an entirely different person after we got married.
Yeah.
He had already been married. I thought only once because I knew he had 2 children.
Yeah.
And that's tough too. Being a stepmom,
Oh,
it's hard.
yeah.
It's very difficult. And especially to children who don't want you there, that want their daddy to be with their mommy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was difficult. And he just was not loving and caring and did not cherish me. And nor was he fun anymore.
Mm.
You know, like, hey, let's go to the concert. Hey, let's go do this.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
no, that
Like
all
he
changed.
had you,
Yes.
and that was it.
And that was it. So there was a lot that happened during that marriage. And I really don't want to elaborate on it.
Okay.
I really don't. But there was a lot of manipulation and abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And I stayed in it way too long.
Yeah.
Way too long.
But
40
you got
years.
out. But you got out.
I did.
Yeah.
I did get out. Thanks to some friends who helped rescue me.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're in a much better place.
Oh, completely. Completely. And an entirely different place.
Yeah.
Thanks to a lot of healing. I spent 2 years, well, about a year and a half after that, just, I call it cocooning.
Mm.
So I had a Christian counselor, and she walked me through a book that I highly recommend if you're
Yeah.
divorced.
What is it?
It's called The Complete Guide to Divorce Recovery.
Mm.
An amazing book.
Okay.
Written by a couple who were divorced, met each other, and they're both counselors.
Okay.
And so they walk you through just that whole process of grief because it is a grieving.
It's a loss.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Huge loss.
A loss of a dream, a loss of hope.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
For sure.
And dealing with children, regardless of how old they are when you get a divorce, there's fallout.
Of course.
You know, that home is gone.
Yeah.
And sometimes they feel illegitimized because, you know, well, if that marriage was not what you wanted it to be, and do you regret even having me?
Mm.
You know, so that loss too.
Yeah.
And questioning. So.
Yeah, of course.
And for smaller children, I think it's a more of an issue of walking through that and what that means and that you still love them. And both parents really need to pour into that smaller child. As an older child, you just give them space and talk.
Mm.
And that's what I did. And God gave me this beautiful time of one-on-one with each of my 3 grown children that summer after the divorce. And it was such a blessing.
Mm.
We just had time to talk, to heal, to cry, to laugh, and to know that I was moving forward.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did they support you?
Yes. Yes, very much so.
Good.
Yes. And then I also went through a class that was a 26-week program. And it's not just for divorcees, it's for anyone. I highly recommend it for anyone
Yeah.
and everyone. It's called Untying the Knots of the Heart.
Mm.
And my friend Anna, that I met through a networking group,
Yeah.
she heard a little snippet of my story during an introduction that I made at a group setting.
Yes.
And I don't even remember what I said. You know how you have those moments and you're just like, well, this is who I am, blah.
Yeah.
You know, and you just say whatever.
Yep.
But I had so many women come up to me at the break saying, thank you for saying what you said. And I truly, Angie don't remember what I said. But she said, we need to get together. And so we did. And she told me they had this class starting, and it was co-ed. And but then there were breakouts with just the women, breakouts with just the men with her husband during portions of these 3-hour classes for 26 weeks. And it wasn't just 3 hours a week. You had all this homework to do during the week. And so she offered that the last space for a woman to me, and I said, sure, what else do I have to do on a Friday night, right? So I did, and it was the beginning of a tremendous turnaround in my life. It really was. Helped me realize so many things, not just through the divorce, but from childhood on. And how to, we all have coping mechanisms that we employ when we are being stressed or frightened, going through trauma. And so that helps you realize the good and the bad, because there are good ways to cope and there are bad ways to cope. So do you turn to an addiction, or do you turn to the hope that's ours through God? So that was powerful. And there were times when I would show up at class, and I showed up, but during the discussion time, it was like, nope, can't even open my mouth because I was going to be a ball of tears, So, I don't think that's even a correct expression. But anyway.
Ball of tears?
It's a new expression.
I love it.
A Peggyism. But anyway, but it was so powerful. And the friendships you make when you walk through something like that with people that are being vulnerable, they're real. And deep. So I felt at the end of that time like a butterfly, being able to break through the cocoon and break free. And that is what prepared me for the rest of my life. Because I'd always wanted to be a wife, to have love, to be cherished, to have a partner. And I didn't want to spend the rest of my life alone. So,
So are you saying it's never too late?
It is not. It is never too late.
So tell us then, what was the reward for all of that hard work?
Well, peace, inner peace, and hope, and strength. Those things, and a dream being reignited. So.
Do you feel like since you transformed and you got healthy, that you were able to draw in a healthy man?
Yes, I do. That, I think it's critical for us not to go looking for another person to fulfill us until we're ready to have a what is the word I want to use here? It's where you can bring as much as you're looking for. A symbiotic relation, where you're getting you're giving as much as you're receiving. So, and that's important, because you don't want to be a basket case out there just looking for someone you think will fulfill your life, because we all know that doesn't work.
Absolutely. You want to tell us how you met your husband?
Sure. So I had all these people saying, oh, just, let it organically happen.
How do you do that?
In
this day and age.
Like the concept yesterday of organic tobacco. But anyway, I won't go there. So you're just supposed to organically let it happen. So just go to church or be in part of social groups and, just be out there. Go to philanthropic groups. Go to, so... I never went to your events looking for a man.
Well, I mean, if you had found one there, I think it would be great.
It would have been, yes. So I wasn't meeting people organically. And I thought, all right, half the world probably is on a dating site at any given time. I don't know.
For sure.
I don't know. And there's all different types of dating sites. So I researched, which ones really do background checks and things like that on people.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought that Match.com would be a really great place to start, because they do this personality testing, and who are you looking for, and then they do that on everyone that's on the site. So I was a woman seeking a man, and so the man that would have gone through that same process, and then they would say, these are the qualities that we think would be a good match for the two of you.
Yeah.
So that was a scam. The first man that reached out to me. Mm-hmm.
That's so common.
Mm-hmm. It was a good one, though.
Yeah?
Yeah. He was a multimillionaire out of Seattle.
Ding, ding, ding.
Engineer. They're always engineers or consultants.
Okay.
All the scammers.
Mm-hmm.
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 Yeah, just a little tip for you out there on the dating world. But anyway, so I did that, got scammed, broke my heart. Yes.
He didn't take your money or anything, did he?
No.
Okay.
So, no, just my heart.
Yeah.
Just my heart. No big deal.
Worse.
So I continued on different sites and had different experiences. And some of them were funny. Like, ha.
Yeah. Oh, I bet.
Some of them were, okay, that was not your picture when you meet in person. Well, maybe it was the picture, but
30 years ago?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Because you're like, okay, my picture was just from 2 weeks ago, so, But, yes, some of them were crazy. Like, all right, let's give this 20 minutes, and if everything goes well, we'll get a hotel room. And I'm like, what? Yep, that's what I did.
Yeah.
We were at a restaurant, and I did that really loudly. And I asked him, what about this makes you think that I'm going to go, oh, yeah, let's do that?
Oh, my God.
And there was a couple sitting behind us, and I got up to leave, and the husband just looked at me and goes, yeah.
Awesome.
Good job. So,
Yeah.
So that was, anyway, so this goes on. And then I had another gentleman who reached out to me, and we talked on the phone, and he lived in Spokane, and he had Parkinson's, and a very sweet man, and very wealthy. I looked him up. I could find that he was legit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just couldn't do that.
Yeah. No.
I couldn't do that.
Yep.
So I thought, I'm really done.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had two others that were just, it's not even worth talking about. But anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I just thought, this was in May 2 years ago. And I said, I'm just done. Yeah. It'll just have to happen organically, I guess.
We're back to the organic.
But I'm done with online dating. So I go to a networking coffee, okay? And at that coffee, this is a group I'd been part of, so that we were actually part of.
Okay.
So I had all these people while we're standing in line ordering coffee. Peggy, what's happening in your dating life? They were living vicariously through me.
Of course.
And I'm like, oh, my gosh, I'm just done. And so, but I had like 5 women there at that time, at that coffee.
Yes.
Say, don't give up. I met my husband online. We're happy. We've been married, this many years, blah, blah, blah. Like all these women telling me this. And then I had a lunch set up with 2 clients that have become friends, and their children are married to each other. So they're two women that are matriarchs essentially of their family. We're about the same age. So we had a lunch set up. And so I'm telling them, Donna and Cindy, that I was just done with dating.
Yep.
And both of them sat across the table from me and told me they met their husbands, who I know, online through a dating site. So don't give up. And I'm like, all right, maybe one more week. So I had 4 dates that week. First one on Monday was with the man I'm married to.
Oh.
Well, we weren't married at the time, obviously. So he reached out to me and he said, your profile made me laugh out loud twice. And I said, oh, was it my pictures or was it something I said? And then he goes, oh, there you go again. And he said, I consider myself to be the funniest man in the room.
Oh.
Yeah. And I said, oh. And he said, yes. And you said your friends and family think you're one of the funniest people they know. And I said, yeah. He goes, well, I think we should get together to see who's funnier. All right, I'll buy you coffee. We'll see who's funnier.
I love that. Oh my gosh.
And I said, consider the gauntlet to have been thrown. So we did. We had a wonderful meeting. It was funny because I talk about this sometimes too with dating, that sometimes when you meet the man that you agreed to date, because you've talked on the phone, whatever,
Yeah.
they'll come up, they'll give me a kiss on the cheek or a hug. Well, I got the church handshake from him.
Oh.
The shake and then the around the the back pat, and I'm like, what the heck? But, you know, I'm sure my face said that, but he had already walked by me to go to the counter to order our coffee because we were going to have coffee. And so, yes, so we had a good time. We had a good time talking. And then he said, yeah, so I'm getting ready to go on a road trip I'll be gone a little over a week. And I thought, well, that's dumb. Because what if I like you? But it was cool that he was going on this road trip and he was telling me about it. And I said, well, that sounds really fun. And he said, yeah. I said, I would go with you. He wasn't asking me to go with him. I said, I would go with you, but my daughter and granddaughters are getting here tomorrow. And that'd be a little awkward, you know, for me to say, oh, I'm going on a road trip with a guy that I met yesterday. So then he went on his way, and I wasn't sure if I was going to hear from him again. And I had my other dates that week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they were just wonderful. And but on Tuesday, I get this text message from him that was a picture of a sunset from his first stop on his road trip.
Yeah.
And he said, beautiful sunset, thinking of you. I thought, nice move.
Yeah.
Good move, Alan.
Yeah. Yeah, Ellen.
Yeah.
Got some swagger, huh?
Yeah.
I love it.
So that was cool. And then he sent me pictures throughout the week and just little messages and stuff, you know. And then we had a date the following week, and then just it all unfolded.
Yeah.
He was checking off boxes. I was putting him through the paces really fast because I didn't want to waste my time.
Yeah.
With someone.
You had been wasting your time for a long time.
Yes.
My gosh.
Yes. And it's not fun.
No.
Yeah, not at all. So he was checking off all the boxes and even some I didn't have. Like when he first met my granddaughters, it was so sweet. He came to pick me up for our first real date, and Layla, the little one, answered the door. She was 3 at the time. And she had a little toy, and she's just chattering. I don't know where she gets her chattiness from, but she was just chattering to him, and he knelt down to look at her toy and talk to her. And I thought, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And there's just, many other things. So we spent almost a year dating.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was good. We talked about so many things. He's a great communicator, and powerful things we needed to work out between us because he's a widower and he wanted to know more of my story. So I told him bits and pieces. It was beautiful. It was a total gift from God.
Yeah.
To meet him. And still is.
He cherishes you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just love that so much.
Yes.
Yeah. It doesn't matter how old you are, what you've been through. Like, if you're still looking for that person, you can still find your person. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it takes communication. It takes you being real, authentic, honest with yourself and then with that other person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the trauma that you go through, even when you think it's completely healed, just like grief, we talked about the grief aspect of it. Grief, ebbs and flows, and you never know when something is going to trigger a reaction from you.
So true.
You just don't know.
Yep.
So, or who is going to trigger a reaction. And you just need to be willing to deal with it in a healthy way.
Yes.
And to talk it through and know that you can trust that person that you're with
Yes.
to love you through everything. And I've had a lot of healing with. So my counselor had me do something, and other counselors will do this too, I'm sure. You know, when you have a trauma, write it out. And I went through a class called Victims No More over a childhood trauma of abuse, sexual abuse, when I was a child. I was thinking it was over that. But this class brought out all the ways that I had been abused and manipulated by my ex-spouse.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that I hadn't even thought about. So my counselor, who was counseling me through all that time, she said, just write out first to him, that ex, a letter telling him everything you wished you could have told him throughout all the years, including up until this very moment, and just keep writing that letter until you feel you're done, until you have nothing left that you want to say to that person.
Wow.
And so she would keep asking me how it was going each week when we would have our appointment. And I told her, and she said, are you done yet? And about 3 months into it, I was finished telling him what I wanted to tell him. And she said, okay, so have you handwritten it or did you type it? I said, oh, I typed it because I type so much faster than I handwrite. And she said, that's fine. She said, now print it out and burn it.
Yeah, that's powerful.
And I went, I can do that.
Yeah.
So I did that, and it is so freeing. So freeing. And so that was like step one in saying, that's done. You know,
Yeah.
I told him all the ways he had hurt me, all the things. Yeah, just all the things.
Yeah.
And so that set me free, actually. It like snipped, you know, bonds that were there that allowed that pain to go.
Yes.
Because there was a lot of pain, a lot of rejection, a lot of never being enough, you know, all the things.
Yeah.
All the things that people who don't really love you tell you in order to get you to do whatever they want, want or need you to do. So, yes. So then also in Untying the Knots of the Heart, there's an exercise. I call it an exercise on forgiveness. It is so powerful. And I went through that with regarding him, regarding another person that I won't mention, and a couple other people that you're just examining all that relationship, what you need to forgive that person for, and releasing the power that they hold over you when you're walking in unforgiveness.
Oh my God.
Because you're still allowing them in your life.
Yep.
If you're choosing not to forgive.
So true.
So that was really powerful as well. And now I've seen him just a couple of times because my youngest daughter lives with him in Montana. And so, but it's like, it's so interesting because the first time I really didn't want to see him or interact with him, but I did. And it's just like seeing someone you've known for a long time, like an acquaintance even.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's nothing there
emotionally.
And I was like, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you,
What
God.
a great feeling.
Yes, absolutely. It's very freeing. And so I could actually just talk with him like you would anybody that you'd known for a long time.
Yeah.
And
He had no hold on you.
nope. Nope. And it was very powerful.
For sure.
Because that's really the test, right? When you come face to face with someone. So,
especially somebody that's hurt you like that.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you want to share?
I don't know. Our lives are a work in progress every single day.
Yeah.
And I feel I need to continue healing each and every day.
Yes.
And there are different areas that, as I mentioned, you just don't know. You know,
It's so true.
this conversation or just talking with someone and them sharing their story with you, it can be Oh, yes. Yes. But I think the power we have, too, as women who have healed, is being able to encourage others.
Yes.
To just show up, go through the process that you're for that day. Whatever you can do that day to make your life healthier.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, agreed. It's the whole reason we have this show.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I know that your story is going to encourage somebody else.
Well, that's always my prayer.
Yeah. Ours too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Peggy.
Thank you.
Yeah. So grateful you came on. I love it. Our sponsor, Safe Harbor, is putting on their annual Hope on the Move 5K. And if you're in the Inland Northwest, we'd love to see you there. The Fun Run 5K is stroller and pet friendly and raises funds to support Safe Harbor's mission of providing rescue and support for survivors of human trafficking. Sign up on Safe Harbor's website, safeharborforfreedom.com, or find the event on Facebook at Safe Harbor for Freedom. If you'd like to sponsor the event for as little as $50 or make a donation pledge, you can find more information at safeharborforfreedom.com. Every dollar makes a difference. Now, more than ever, victims of human trafficking need our help and community awareness. Again, sign up for this year's Safe Harbor Hope on the Move 5K at safeharborforfreedom.com and help us support those that are impacted by human trafficking. Next week on The Survivor's Voice.
There was a turning point there. It was really ugly when I was young, and fear keeps us from so much.
Thank you for listening to this story on The Survivor's Voice. I'm your host, Angie Sedore, reminding you that every survivor's story matters. A heartfelt thank you to our incredible listeners for your support and to the survivor community for your courage and resilience. You are the heart of this show. Special thanks to our producer and editor, Christina Elder, to Bowman Carter for our beautiful song, and to Dan Wise with North Idaho Podcast Productions for bringing these powerful stories to life. Your dedication, talent, and most importantly, your hearts make the Survivor's Voice possible.